question.
Do you feel like there are any ethical implications associated with killing somebody who doesn't want to die?
No. What was the question?
I said, do you think that there are any ethical issues associated with killing somebody who doesn't want to die?
When you say somebody?
I mean the cows and the cattle.
Cattle. So obviously there are ethical implications for raising animals or killing animals for food. And I clearly, as I've articulated tonight repeatedly, believe that it is ethically acceptable for humans to kill animals for food. And I believe that other people can reach a different conclusion. I do not tell people that they shouldn't believe that, but that's my personal conclusion. And since about 95% of Americans eat some animal-based food products, I think that's the consensus view in this country today.
And so I just wonder, since you've created a personal connection with your cow girlfriend, so how come, as you say, she's been put into retirement and her body is no longer used for food, but the other animals that you're raising are killed?
If you want my own opinion on why farmers and ranchers do that, I will tell you that I've seen that done on lots of, actually pretty much every good farm I've ever been to does that. And I'm really happy that people do that, because the person who's raising the animals then does not forget the individual nature of that animal. It reminds that farmer or rancher every single day that all of the animals that they are working with are important, they're individuals, they have likes and dislikes, their lives are valuable and important. And so do I find it contradictory or despicable that somebody would make an animal into a pet and then kill other animals for food? The answer is no. I think it's incredibly laudable and important that that's taking place on farms and ranches all around the country, because it doesn't allow the farmer or rancher to dehumanize those animals the way is done in factory farming. And that's why I find factory farming to be an entirely different moral question. Does that answer your question?
I was just wondering why we would kill animals unnecessarily.
I don't believe it's unnecessary. As I've said before, I think they're a really important part of the ecosystem and the food system. They provide enormous amounts of nourishment to the world's people. I talked about protein, iron, and B12 being deficient in more than half of the world's population, and animal-based foods are actually the single best source for each of those nutrients, among others. And so I do not consider it unnecessary at all. And if you want people in the United States who generally have access to pseudo food-like substances that are going to provide them the same kinds of nourishment that they could get from animals, that's fine. You can choose to eat that way. But I don't think that's a healthful diet, and I don't think that everyone should be forced to eat that way either. I think each individual person can make this decision for themselves.
But you're living proof that it's not necessary because you're a 20-year vegetarian.
I understand what you're doing, and it's kind of annoying, and I'm kind of sick of it, okay? There are other people who want to talk, and I'm going to ask them what they want to say now and what they want to have discussed. I've answered your questions. I've been respectful to you. I will talk to you as much as you want to after the program, and I have no problem discussing any of the issues. But what I do have a problem with is you coming in here and trying to take over this event for your vegan advocacy, okay? Did you have a question?